Welcome back, all. This is your host, the Unknown Emperor. We are back for another episode of Kingdoms Reborn, a early access city builder style game. This is our first city, as you saw from the beginning episode of the series. And we have a small set of houses, a little bit of farming, the basic food and service chains up and running. We got tools, coal, and food, and a little trading port out here on the end. Up in the tech tree at the end of the last episode, my fault, we had just finished up influence and another item, so we're going to come down in here. We just finished up, if my memory serves me, wheat, I think it was. Yes, it was. I'm going to probably pass on this only because we'll need it, but at the beginning I want to get a few other things set up and running. I want to get the more luxury resources up and running, so we're going to choose the woodworking industry. This will build another item for the people to use. We got wheat. We can actually build some other wheat farms. The fertility items, we probably want to build one down here. We can get a bunch of them in there and put a grain and a mill in there, and basically that'll be where our little food area is, and we can expand it along the river as well. Storage is full. Okay, looks like we're gonna need some more storage, so we shall just put 8, and then we'll do another 2, and we'll just build out a second row here of storage. You do get warehouses later on. I do agree we should probably get those earlier in the game. They are fairly far down the tech tree, but it's not bad. You just have to learn to put caps on your resources, but I don't like to cap food, so that's what's taking up a good portion of this. This will give us a buffer in the game. As you see, we are almost dead even with it, and we only have a handful of food items. Not enough resources input. Looks like we are missing stone. Yep. Oh, there we go. One of our workers delivered that there. And the next one we should probably get, we're probably not going to rush iron. We shall probably come down here, make a little bridge, and we'll build ourselves a little farming community down there. We will need houses down there, but the tiles are relatively cheap, which is nice. So we can sort of build a farm here and a little industrial area here, and this will allow us to propel ourselves out into this wide open area up here and up here. Those little notices are just letting you know that other cities have upgraded to level 2. And we are already at level 2. 3 requires the middle age. And we'll put some speed boost on some important buildings, food being one of those. And they're starting to clear cut a good portion of it. Like I said, you can use influence to buy areas. This one requires 720 and 21 influence. And we're almost done with the wood industry. Yep, gonna go back to the tech tree, and we don't want to do beer brewing because we don't have the wheat up and running. Pottery will probably be a good one next, since we are next to the rivers, and we'll place that right there. That'll upgrade our houses to 1 more. We will have to wait to build a bridge and to get our wheat farm up and running. We shall just make a giant square. We'll probably come here and just block off. We'll probably do a long and thin ones. Just block off this whole area. I'll show you how to set that up later on in the game. As you see, They're only burning coal, which we have a decent supply of. It looks like we are somewhat keeping on top of it. It's not over here in the resources, but we are not having a low fuel shortage as well. We'll take the frugality book. Not the frugality book, my fault. The sustainability book, we'll toss it over here in the coal producing charcoal burner. And our people are happy. And we're coming up on spring here. The farms are going to need to be tended to. We are gaining influence, but our population has to grow to fill these houses out. We may want to snag this just to increase our population, which is fine. Slow and steady wins the race with city builders. You don't want to try to expand super fast and outpace your population, or not have a game plan in the end for what you want to do or where you want to build. I do not know if I will finish this series. This game gets very tedious at the end, and if you don't have all your ducks in a row, your city will start to fall apart fairly quickly. The game is very forgiving in that aspect. You will just lose population until your resources basically match. So given the options, I do not have a sustainability card. I have a passions card, which will do fine. So I will probably... That's a 70. See, this is only 60, so we'll put that in there. That brings us to 80. Then we'll toss a sustainability card in there. Consumes less input, and we'll add 1 worker. This will produce furniture. 4 wood for 7 pieces of furniture. Really not that bad. As I was stating before I jumped off on a tangent there, it is forgiving. The larger cities will basically, you'll just lose a bunch of population until you go back to the level which you can sustain them. Then you can work your way back up. But when you have a population of like 500-600, losing 200 of them really hurts the city, and it takes you a long time. It would take me many episodes or a lot of behind the scenes work to get that city back up and running. So we'll see how far we get in regards to that. And back to the tech tree. We'll take the... we'll just take the beer right now. We'll buy a pottery card and a clay pit. Typically, I'll put these somewhere near here. Clay pits require you to be near water. I'm going to stay away from this for the timing because I don't know where I'm going to place the coal mine. So we shall come down here. We'll place this here. And we shall toss pottery there. And we'll just do a nice set of storage units. It says housing is too far. They will build it, but they will not work it. It's weird like that. Your citizens will walk miles to come. They'll walk all the way across the map to build something. If they won't work, I guess that's just a basic mechanic in the game. So what you can do is you can sort of build a little... I would prefer to wait, but you can always toss a house or two, like a little area up here, a little 4x4 set of homes. And I'll supply any workers over here, but I tend to like to keep my houses grouped up to get the biggest bonuses. And we'll put a little dirt road in. They're already going to build that. We'll extend that out here. Roads do make you walk faster, but your citizens will mostly take the direct route straight into it, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The game is not 100% efficient in that terms. And we have a level 2, level 3 houses because we have furniture. And 84 and 3, which is fine. As you see, the larger our population grows, the more influence we have. This is going to be the tough call. I'm probably not going to spend the money. I will wait for the influence to pop up down here. This will get clay pots up and running. See the tech tree, we are already there. We can make a jump into the Middle Ages, which we're going to probably do here. Sheep ranching and mushroom log sterilization we will need to get the agricultural part of the game up and running. Getting down to the bakery is always a good goal to set forward. And the upgrade tree, it's nice. It unlocks some stuff. You can buy books if you want through them. You will get buildings that just allow you to use paper to do them. So I try not to spend a whole lot of points and time on those, but it is what it is. To everyone's playing style is very different. And we'll buy a beer card. Not going to be able to use it right away, which is fine. And you don't want to put it too close to the population. We'll put it there. You can choose different kinds of beer. You can do mushroom beer since we have an excess of mushrooms until we get the wheat up and running. But once we get the wheat going, you definitely want to use the wheat. Because eventually the mushroom farm won't keep pace with the food needed for the city, and it becomes a double-edged sword. Yes, you're making beer, keeping the people happy, but yet they're going to starve. So overall, it's a balancing act in the end. 799 will come down here by this piece. This does require a bridge. See the little green dot, and there you go. So your people will now walk down here. And we're going to build a whole bunch of farms. We're probably going to do these long and skinny. There's your 64. It says the house is too far. If you hold shift like most games, you can build multiple items. There's another 64. There's a 64, leaving a little place for a walkway down there. We shall toss a whole bunch of storage down there. And we'll let these guys get to work. I may be able to do another one of these. We'll stretch this down here, and then we can do one more fatter one down here. And then we can place the granary and the windmill, which grinds the wheat into flour here. And this will give us a huge boost to food production. We're basically just going to build these all around it, and we'll put the bakery down probably up here and have easy access. You want to keep this very efficient, very maximized, very gridded out to get the highest efficiency out of it. So we're going to have food up and running. Our population is growing fairly well. Traded goods are fine. We shall endeavor to meet their goal of 10,000 traded gold. As you saw, trading is very much inefficient, in my opinion. Their fees are very high. When those little negative coins pops up, my fault, that shows you the amount of money it costs to run them. As you see, there are negatives there. 80 gold coins to keep them up and running. And it tells you what your income is as well. It looks like stone's going to become an issue. So we're going to go to a wild card. Going to grab ourselves a quarry card. A quarry you can place basically anywhere. Turn it around, and as long as you can keep it out of the red and that half in the green, which may be difficult, we'll go right there. There are different modes in which it'll let you do it. It all depends how long you think the game's gonna go. You can build a quarry into any mountainside, and on the map of like this, you have all this mountain range you'll be able to get. That is a lot of quarries. And you have some up there as well. So for the first one, I tend to do rapid mining, which is fine. But as you see over here on the right, once the autosave is done, the job happiness is 50%. Rapid mining, plus 30% productivity, and then the deposits deplete 30% faster. We are in the Middle Ages. You can decrease how fast the mine goes or more farms with the granary. I always choose the granary radius. And blacksmithing and pottery, or you can choose to have your beer, wine, and vodka. I always choose the alcoholic beverages. And we got a wild card. See, as it says down here, houses are too far. We're going to let our influence build up, and we'll buy these two as we progress through the building chain. We are just waiting on stone, sadly. That's the one thing we do not have. We can come down here, click gather, and it will just gather the stone down here for us. Get a nice little section of houses, tier 3 houses. And the stone quarry is up and running. We shall endeavor to increase that, and our stone production will rise very fast since we have chosen to deplete the mine faster. 3 more immigrants, and we'll choose 40% less income. We'll probably place this on the beer factory or brewery, whatever you want to call it. As long as it makes the beer, the people will be happy. They really don't care what it's called. We're missing some resources up here, but because there's no one living in it quite yet. Your population will bounce around if there are open houses to where there are jobs. As you see, we had nothing here, but as you see, they will walk all the way down here for their farm work. Clay pits will be up and running. 2 people work them, and they'll store the clay there, and then the pottery guy will do there. I usually do 2 and 2. 2 clay pits, 2 pottery guys, and that will basically set you up for the beginning. It tells you when something is produced. A little symbol with a number comes up next to it. And our stone is keeping ahead of construction. I always remind people, if you want to upgrade more of them, click shift and it'll upgrade as many as houses as you can as you have resources there. So the city is going well. I was just taking a second there to think, and more goals have popped up. Trading goods and a population of 100, and they want 500 potters. So we can probably get... We'll do stone. We'll do 100 and 200. We'll trade that off, and we're almost there to that goal. And you click on it, it tells you what you have to do to obtain that goal. Not enough input because it needs clay. You want to have more clay, and we are growing wheat. Warehouse down here will be key. You will definitely have the space for it in here, without a doubt. And there's the clay pit. We're holding everything strong. We do have a lot of children coming up. That little uptick in population will be nice. As you see, everything grows linearly. From the more adults you have, the more children you have. As I said, your population will spike very fast. We'll do a first round of mushroom beer, and then we'll go to wheat because we actually do have wheat. First level 4 house. Down here, look at this rich SOB down here. Upgrade his house. Everyone have stone. Okay, we upgraded 6 houses now. As you see, Here's a level 4, 9 science, 19 income. Oh, that was level 4 too. Give me level 3. There we go. You have 19 and 3, or 19 and 9, and this one only has 16 and 7. So it's definitely worth upgrading your population. The tech tree will continue to gather science for you as long, doesn't matter if you spend it or not. It will just continue to gather, and if you need it, you can just click on something and then it will just continue to take that science and just tack it onto it. So we're going to do a library, which as we saw enough, it was complete. And we'll do a ironworks, then we'll do brickworks, and we'll go through this first set of buildings fairly quick. Yes, we'll take a library card. And as you see, we'll put it right there. That'll give us the biggest bang for our buck. It tells you what it was. Show you guys library card. 100% research for surrounding houses. It does not stack. So you can't put like 8 of these guys here and just absolutely crank out the science. And we have enough to buy another one of these? Yes, we do. We'll just take the time. We'll buy this one. We did find cotton seeds. These resources, and it says cotton, can only grow in that province. See that little line appears right there? It can only grow in this area. So if you build it out too much, you can't put a farm in there. You cannot grow cotton. But we also have it up here as well. But we won't build too heavily into there. We'll wait to get here. We'll put some houses down here, and as we finish out the farm. So we'll wait to get the granary and the mill up and running to see what kind of radius I have to work with. And once we get that up and running, everything should go well. And we're going to trade away some more medicine. And we did. We completed 10,000 gold worth of trades. And it gave you another Companies Act card. Decreases trading fees by 10%. This is good, but it's not one worth doing right now. It's not worth also spending the 2,000 gold on upgrading the town, but we will just for game's sake, and we will. It tells you what other perks you got. Toss the Companies Act in there, so when we do trade, we are out of wood actually. And we shall have to come down here and... What? Do I have the resources to buy this one? Yeah, we'll just buy this. We have an iron mine, but we're just going to come down here and we're going to clear cut all this. So we have a choice. You can place more houses here in just this one radius, which will be fine. But we also need an iron mine up and running, and people don't like being near those kinds of... We'll put the iron mine right there. We'll toss some resources in front of it. And our people will cut down all these trees, collect all this stone. And we'll do the brickworks next. Logistics is a good one. It's a hauling service. We'll buy iron smelter card, and we will simply just see right there. We shall just toss it right there. We may get one more set of houses down in here before we run into conflicting space issues in regards to they don't like being near certain buildings. I'm pretty sure leaving the tavern is one of the larger buildings that you can space between. I think the market will fit right fine in there, which is good for us. This will get the iron chain up and running. You can unlock smelters, or blacksmith mouthful, which will produce steel tools. The big thing we have to remember is we have to do a coal mine. We may want to get on that right now because where was the coal? Where was the coal? Coal is right there. So we have to squeeze it in just down here a bit, which is fine. If you want to see where the providences are all the time, you click Providence Overlay and it shows you. It looks better in the summer, but you can see these little lines. We're going to come down here, grab a coal. See, too close to there. It doesn't want that. Come on, autosave. Game always autosaves in the worst time possible. We're just going to do 2 right off the bat, so I do not have to remember to build a second one of these later on during the stream. And when you have the Providence overlay on, it tells you what the income is, what the upkeep is, and what the border upkeep is. If you ever build up against another town, if you so happen to want to try that, this friction will go up greatly. Tech tree. So we've unlocked the second tier. We're definitely going to do sheep ranch and these 2 next, and we'll grab the agricultural stuff next. The brickworks is key, but it does require an immense amount of clay. See right there, you start running into this issue. So what you can do is you can simply just come down here, get some clay pits. Excuse me, had to sneeze again. Grab a clay pit. Toss it there. And we'll close for the... Oh, nope, we'll open up the tech tree. We want to get the other something going right now. Like I said, you don't lose the technology. Definitely going to want to start collecting these due to the mines. And... yeah, we'll buy a sheep farm. We'll use that at later on. But we need to get a second clay pit or a third clay pit up and running. And so we shall stick. I'm debating move these houses or not. For the time being, we'll be fine. We'll stick that right there. Tech tree, agricultural revolution. This will get us the granary, and this will get us baking. We will need to get potato seeds. We will need to get them, but that will come. Got to hold up on the building real quick because my people are probably stretched real thin. We will come down here once we hit 900 and some to grab this providence. You do not destroy the animal huts. They will always make animals for your hunters. So even if you cut down the forest, if you let these go, the animals will stay. We're probably gonna put a big old forestry thing somewhere out here, just far enough away from here. Maybe up here near these grapes, depending on how much fertility is up there. Yeah, I see the grape skeleton. We'll probably put it right here. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but it takes up enough, and we can run some honey and stuff along here, which require trees. As you see, the houses are too far from here, which is fine. The wheat is not that big of a deal. As you see, we are still trying to build a lot of things at one time. This is the bottleneck of it all. The quarry, 50% job happiness. We shall just pop that in there. We got 70. That will increase the overall happiness of our people up there. And we'll just speed boost this. Go back to the tech tree. Grab some potato seeds. Yes, we will take a granary. As you see, that you watch over the farms, the numbers will pop up. That's what you want to go for. We'll go right there. This gives us a solid area in which we can build, but also lets us know where we can build our houses. We will definitely get this one. We'll grab some houses. We shall endeavor to make this the first row. Just outside that, we can always place a tavern or a marketplace up here and over here to do another basically block like this, which is the most efficient way, in my opinion, to build these. Is you want to maximize the resources you have available in generating science and income. We do have a coal mine up and running. If full workers, therefore we shall get 20% more income. Well, we've progressed decently far in this episode. We're about to unlock the bakery, which we just did. I will hold off on making that right now. We are strong into the Middle Ages right now, which is where we want to be. I'll probably get the baking next, then logistics. Close that out. Take the potato seeds. This is where we have progressed with getting the basic iron up and running and getting the basic farming community up and running. Overall, I hope you have enjoyed the episode and the series so far. If you do like what you are seeing on the channel, let me know. If you want to see me play any other games, put it down in the comments below the video, and like, subscribe. Have a good day, everybody.